Hello to everybody. My name is Albie Ledesma, and I'm a native of California. Born and raised in Southern California. As a child, I was an altar boy at the San Gabriel Mission. And at the San Gabriel Mission in the San Gabriel area is where I had my encounters with my star family. And in the Sierras, deep in the Sierras near Mammoth Mountain, California, is where I had my 9-year training with Bigfoot families, a group of Bigfoot between 30 to 60. I spent 9 years with them. The first 2 years that I was with them, it was just basically just kind of them taking stuff from me, and I kind of would see, flashes in the forest of color, and I always thought it was a bear or a deer or a mule deer, antelope, something stealing my lunch, stealing my fish that I would catch, and this is at the age 7. And but I was also going through UFO contact stuff at the same time, so feeling like I was in a paranormal thing going on. But by the 3rd year being with these forest beings, they began openly walking in front of me and then showing themselves, and then pretty much they started talking to me. By the 4th year, when I got to this campground that I spent 2 weeks at, they would be there, and they would just follow me, take care of me, watch me, make sure that no bears got near me. They would trade me evenly. Whatever they took from me, they gave me back all the time. And then by my 5th year with them, out of the 9 years, I was allowed to, basically there was a pair of twins that were with me all the time. I'd say they were my age. I was probably 8 years old, and they were about probably 8 years old, maybe 2, maybe a little younger. They were like 6 foot at 8 years old. So I got to be really good friends with those two and their father. And then by the 7th year, the females started coming out, and they kind of knew who I was already, and they would start exposing themselves to me with the babies. By the 6th, 7th year, by the 8th and 9th year, I pretty much knew the whole clan in the area, and I'd pretty much seen things that most people have never heard of or seen. Describe one of these things. In that area where they go to, it's where the John Muir and the Pacific Coast Trail come together. A Bigfoot will come from the eastern Sierras and the western Sierra side, and they'll come up from both sides, and they'll go up to that point, and they'll have large gatherings of different groups, clans of Bigfoot from both sides of the mountain come up there. And right now, you can't even go there because there's 30 feet of snow right now, and here almost June. It is June, I'm sorry. We got 30 feet of snow now. So, like I said, that area where they meet, that campground I would go to, it's at 9,000 feet, and it's under 30 feet of snow. So it's only open for 2 months of the year. So even as the campers came into the area, the Bigfoot would come to the area at the same time, because you couldn't get into it until the snow melt was gone, which is just about the month of August. And in September, the snow comes back, and the campers leave, and the Bigfoot all leave. So I got to spend time, and one of the most interesting things that I've never heard anybody else say, because maybe they haven't been seeing the large groups that I've been able to witness, is during the summer games in August, when the different clans come up from different sides of the Sierras and meet there at that crest summit, which is the headwaters of the San Joaquin River. When they meet there, they play games in this valley where the river is. A group of 15 males will get up on the side of a hill with all maybe 15 to 20 women and children underneath watching them. And then 15 males on the opposite side of the valley, a couple hundred yards apart, will gather. And then a bunch of females and children will gather to watch. And when they play a game, is 15 males will climb up a large pine tree, a puzzle pine tree. And then basically all the males will climb out to the end of one branch, and they'll jump till it cracks. When it cracks, it sounds like a cannon going off, and then they all fall. But as they fall, they all grab on and jump to other branches, and other ones catch them and swing. And sometimes some of them all fall all the way to the ground, 50 feet down to the ground. And then all the women and children laugh. It's hilarious. But before they do it, they chant, they yell this chant, they yell, kind of like we did in high school, like, we got spirit, right? And they yell that chant, and then they would, all the males would climb out to the edge, and they'd jump, and they'd break that branch off, a branch this big, you know, about the size of a barrel, and it would go off like a cannon. And then the Bigfoot on the opposite side, they start chanting real loud, and they try to get a bigger branch, and they'd all climb off to the end, and they'd all jump at one time and crack a branch, and some of them would fall to the ground, some of them got caught by other ones. It was amazing to see that. I called it the Bigfoot Summer Games, and I've never heard anybody else ever speak about that, them doing that, climbing up in the trees, breaking branches, and having like a game and doing it. So I've got to witness that. And during the 9 years that I got to live with them and spend time with them for 2 weeks every summer, the same clan every summer, that I got to have great relations with the oldest one, which basically kept check on everybody beneath him, even me, he kept me in check. If I got out of line, I was told when I was out of line. They don't mess around with their kind or even with us. Once you become part of them, you get disciplined the same way they get disciplined. So I got in trouble a few times. I was pretty scared because I just did stupid things. But once again, my name is Albie, and because I've been trained by them, you know, just a conscious awakening by them by spending so much time with a large group and interacting with them, learning how to speak their language. Teaching them English, which a lot of the elder males I've said already know English. So once again, that is my story, and if none of you have met me before, I know I've posted a few videos about me interacting with them, but I really never said who I was or where I came from. So once again, I'm Albie. Albie is a short, just because I'm a shaman, a lot of people take it that they clam up or get real serious around me, but Albie stands for Laughing Bull. Because I'm one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. Even though I'm a shaman, I have to keep everything light and funny, because in my world it can get too serious too fast. So my name is Albie, and it stands for Laughing Bull. Okay? My original name was Albert Ledesma. From the age before I can remember, I got the nickname Albie by, we don't even know. I've just always been Albie. They think it was my little sister couldn't say Albert at one time when she was born, so I got stuck with Albie, which is fine with me. I'll be back. I'll be there. So, once again, I'm a shaman here in Southern California, and this is my lineage from my father's side. My grandfather is a 10th level Mason, San Gabriel Mission. His mother is born here in San Gabriel Valley, raised in San Gabriel. From my mother's side, my grandmother is from Mexico City, blonde Spanish, and my grandfather is Aztec from Guadalajara, Mexico. Once again, on my father's side, he has my Aunt Jerry, or his Aunt Jerry, which is the granddaughter of Crazy Horse. So I have blood lineage from my father's side, and then Aztec lineage on my mother's side. So what we call that an Aslan being is part Spanish and part Native American, and it's usually in the area of the four corners of Mexico, down to just past the border of Mexico into central Mexico, and up to California we call them the Aslan people, the people of the Mexican, Spanish, Indian heritage. So once again, just like to say thank you all for listening to me, and I will be here and available to you anytime. Blessings to all.